Whether the dreams brought on the fever or the fever brought on the dreams, Walter Gilman did not know. Behind everything crouched the brooding, festering horror of the ancient town and of the moldy, unhallowed garret gable where he wrote and studied and wrestled with figures and formulae, which, when he was not tossing on the meager iron bed. His ears were growing sensitive to a preternatural and intolerable degree, and he had long ago stopped the cheap mantel clock whose ticking had come to seem like a thunder of artillery. At night, the subtle stirring of the black city outside, the sinister scurrying of rats in the wormy partitions, and the creaking of hidden timbers in the centuried house were enough to give him a sense of strident pandemonium. The darkness always teemed with unexplained sound. And yet he sometimes shook with fear lest the noises he heard should subside and allow him to hear certain other fainter noises which he suspected were lurking behind them. Exactly. Thank you. He was in the changeless, legend-haunted city of Arkham, with its clustering gambrel roofs that sway and sag over attics where witches hid from the king's men in the dark, olden days of the province. Nor was any spot in that city more steeped in macabre memory than the gable room which harbored him. For it was this house and this room which had likewise harbored old Keziah Mason, whose flight from Salem jail at the last no one was ever able to explain. That was in 1692. The jailer had gone mad and babbled of a small white-fanged furry thing which scuttled out of Keziah's cell. And not even Cotton Mather could explain the curves and angles smeared on the gray stone walls with some red, sticky fluid. Possibly Gilman ought not to have studied so hard. Non-Euclidean calculus and quantum physics are enough to stretch any brain, and when one mixes them with folklore and tries to trace a strange background of multi-dimensional reality behind the ghoulish hints of the Gothic tales and the wild whispers of the chimney corner, one can hardly expect to be wholly free from mental tension. He knew his room was in the old witch house. That indeed was why he had taken it. That leads us into Dreams in the Witch House. There's a haunted town full of whispered tales about a creaking house of mystery. This brooding moldy tomb with a crooked garret room hides a devilish mystery. Behind its slanting walls a lurking place, unbounded void transcending time and space. Stay one night and leave no room for doubt. You suffer fever dreams in the witch house. Centuries ago, in a pious, fearful town, the witch stood trial for being godless, sentenced to be hung at dawn. On the prison wall she drawn lines and curves. Then she vanished. Her disappearance never was explained. Be it Satan's work or sorcery's attained. Stay the night and soon you'll be aroused. Some say she lingers still in the witch house. Benedictus Dominus. Within these moldy dank walls, a newborn baby cries. A wicked rat roams, it's the devil in disguise. Behind these slanting walls a lurking place.